Special election to recall a Plano council member will not happen. It's all because of a missing word. A petition was filed back in April to recall Tom Harrison. He's the controversial councilman who shared several posts and memes on his Facebook page. One called on President Trump to ban Islam in schools. Well, today, a state judge ruled there were not enough signatures on the petition. Now, the reason is a little bit complicated, so follow me here. Plano approved two different city charters back in 1961. One charter called for signatures of 30% of those who voted in the last city election. The second version didn't contain the word last. When the recall petition was certified, the city secretary based the total on the 2015 election, which was when Harrison was elected. The total turned in was based on last year's election, which did not have enough signatures for a recall.